I have never seen a transfer stink more of Chelsea. This Raheem Sterling move stinks Chelsea Football Club. Doesn't matter if it's new ownership group, new model, it stinks of Chelsea Football Club. BBC's reporting Raheem Sterling's a strong target. Sky Sports is reporting it's going to cost us roughly 60 million. Di Marzio, international people, are saying it's going to cost 35 million. This deal is happening. I don't like it one bit. Welcome to the Kavkas View, bratuchy, and it looks like Chelsea is becoming a leftover shop for Manchester City. Manchester City have got some items, we come and buy them second hand, and we are going to be using it to try catch up to Manchester City. The logic here, you have to love it. But today we are going to refute all of these stupid reasons to sign Raheem Sterling. I'm going to break them down for you. And at the end of this video, as your Chelsea dietitian, as your football dietitian, you're going to start applying these logics to these different stories that are coming out, and we're going to learn why Raheem Sterling is not a good signing for Chelsea Football Club. Then, the club does not learn from their mistakes. Levi Colwill is in our youth team. Levi Colwill is getting promoted. Yet, they want to get another Manchester City centre-back, Nathan Ake, to come in. What? We're going to talk about that in detail. We're going to take a deep dive. Di Marzio has absolutely ruined my Sunday. Let's get into this video. But before I get started, you guys already know I always come with the energy. You guys already know I come with the news, I come with the vim, and I come with bass in my voice, Chris Broussard style. I want one thing from you lot, all right? Actually, 3 little things. Number 1, hit that like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes on this video, all right? And in the comments below, tell me what number you are so I know that you're supporting the cause. Number 2, we are under 300 away from 17,000. Can we make it happen by the end of tomorrow? I need like 293 subs and we hit 17,000. Can we do that? Come on, guys. And finally, in the comments below, there's my Instagram. If you guys want to go subscribe to it, throw some questions my direction, I answer. There is more likelihood I'm going to reply to you guys in the Insta DMs than there is in these comments because you lot are feeling it and I love it. The interaction amongst each other is amazing. Thank you. And I tried to jump in, but it's becoming unsustainable. So now I'm trying to grow my Insta in the sense that I can reply there a lot more easier than on the YouTube. I don't get notifications when you lot comment, so I have to actively go onto my video and like it. But this was a quick rant, so simple. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go follow me on Insta. But now let's get on with the video. This is going to be broken down into 3 sections with the Raheem Sterling thing. We're going to start with what happened, what's the logic behind it. All right, this morning I wake up, there are 3 stories coming out. Story number 1, Sky Sports is reporting that Raheem Sterling is going to be available from Chelsea for £60 million. Story number 2, Di Marzio, Italian reliable journalist, not the most reliable when it comes to English news, in my opinion. His sources are prone for Italian players and Italy-based players. He's claiming that Chelsea want to sign Raheem Sterling for 35 million. Then, BBC are coming out with Raheem Sterling is a serious target for Chelsea Football Club. What does this all say? It says Chelsea want Raheem Sterling, people. Look, I told you guys, in recent days, Richarlison, Basuma, Gabriel Jesus, all of them were offered to Chelsea. Chelsea didn't take up the offers. They said, no thank you, we will go on after our target. Raheem Sterling is their target. This move makes no sense. He's 28 years old, so he's coming into the prime of his career. He scores a lot of goals in his present dates and past years. Whether it's going to translate into the future, we don't know, but he is a goal machine. My question is, a 28-year-old coming in on 300k, we'll assume 50 million, all right? We'll go in the middle mark, 35 to 60, somewhere 50 million, 45, yeah? We're going to assume that fee. Is it a good bit of business? I don't think it's a good bit of business. He will not suit the Tuchel system. We already struggle in a system where people struggle to create chances for themselves. Raheem Sterling depends on service. Raheem Sterling depends on cutbacks. He gets 7 of his goals, of his 20, from pure cutbacks into empty nets. Chelsea don't do that. We will not produce that many chances for him to sky a few over the bar or get him in. It's an illogical, stupid sign. Then I've seen this logic, and this logic really irritates me. This logic absolutely blew me off, all right? If we sign Dembele and when we sign Raheem, it's perfectly fine. What? So let me get this straight. We sign Dembele and we're going to sign Raheem Sterling and it will make it fine. Why? What if, God forbid, we sign Dembele, Raheem Sterling, first day of the season, blown Achilles, Dembele's out. So all of a sudden, we have got a terrible signing in Dembele because straight away his Achilles blew up. You're not going to have him for the whole year. It's whether it's a good signing or bad signing, he's not going to be playing anymore. And all of a sudden, we've got a wasted signing, Raheem Sterling, because he's dependent on a signing that we bought. How does that make any sense? So you're saying we won't take Raheem Sterling by himself, but if you accompany him with Dembele, it's perfectly fine. No, it makes no sense. Then there's the second logic. He's only going to cost 35 million. No, I don't care how much he costs. First of all, it doesn't come out of your pocket. It doesn't come out of my pocket. It doesn't matter what he costs. These days, transfer fees are inflated. If you want creme de la creme, if you want top tier talent, you pay the money. It's very simple. I don't think it's very difficult to say. Because at the end of the day, if he comes in and scores goals, no one talks about his fee. If he comes in and bums like Lukaku, everyone talks about his fee. So either way, it doesn't matter. Hakim Ziyech costs 35 million. People still talk about his fee. They say it's money down the toilet. Why go and penny pinch? Buy the right player, not the financial package. Pick the correct player. Do the investment once, and you don't have to do it on a yearly basis. It doesn't have to be an annual process. And it really frustrates me when Chelsea fans use this logic, because it shows that we're busy trying to play accountants instead of football fans. Get excited about the player and the fit. Look at Raheem Sterling for England. It doesn't work. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Then you have accounts doing this logic. And Jar is actually a good guy, all right? I've interacted with him on Twitter. He's a very good guy, and he's a good journalist. He works for Football London. But this tweet really blew me off over the edge, because I've seen this. People are disheartening Raheem Sterling to summarize it, but he's better than all the other wingers we have. Is he better than all the other wingers we have? Let's talk about this in precise detail, right? Raheem Sterling plays for a system with Pep Guardiola where it enables you to get good, easy goals due to the number of chances it's creating, the frequency of opportunities, and more importantly, it's a team that's consistently winning and racking up 90 plus points. That means in their attack, when he comes on and they're 3-0 up and he makes it 4-5-0 and glorifies the performance, it looks very good and very easy. At Chelsea, this won't happen. We're not as good against deep blocks. And I'm telling you now, this is my issue. You're going to use Raheem's numbers for Man City to downgrade our wingers. And my question here is, how many of our wingers in Manchester City would do the same? Timo Werner would do the same. Christian Pulisic would definitely do the same. Christian Pulisic in our system gets 7-8 goals. What do you think happens when Pep Guardiola gets his hand on a Christian Pulisic? I think Christian will get the same numbers as Raheem. I have no doubt about it. And if anything, our players are better in tight areas. And if anything, our players are more creative. Callum Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech are more creative than Raheem Sterling. Both of them are more creative than Raheem Sterling. Christian Pulisic is potentially more creative than Raheem Sterling. A lot of you won't want to accept that. A lot of you will say, Alex, you're talking rubbish. But the fact of the matter is, you only want Raheem because he plays for a Pep system. You only want Raheem at this moment in time because it's a big signing with a big name, when really he doesn't fit the system and it will be a waste of money as per usual. Now the second story. We have literally become Arsenal. We have, but in a reverse way. Remember how Man City used to steal Arsenal's best players? Now we're just linked with Man City's leftovers. Literally, we are linked with Man City's leftovers. Ake comes in after a year, 42 million, and he joins Manchester City, and all of a sudden, Chelsea are like, you know what, we'll take him, no problem. If he wants to leave, we'll take him. Why? He's their fourth choice centre-back. Why on earth are we taking Nathan Ake? Ake is a very good player. Don't get me wrong. Ake is good on the ball. He's decent in one-on-one battles. He's not the best aerially, but he's not terrible aerially. I think people drastically over-exaggerate it. He can play wing-back, play left-back, he can play left centre-back, he can play centre to centre-back. He's a very good player. But why are we going in for Nathan Ake? Why are we even linked? And then there's nonsense. Tuchel likes Ake. Tuchel likes everyone by the sound of things. Tuchel most probably, I'm telling you now, based on this transfer window, Tuchel likes the Kavkas. Based on this transfer window, Tuchel likes the Kavkas View. Tuchel is monitoring how the things are going on the Kavkas View. Tuchel is interested in becoming a member of the Kavkas View. Tuchel is going to be sitting right here next to me, talking about football, but within 3 months, based on the transfer window we've had so far. It is absolutely annoying, because this is what frustrates me, and a lot of you won't agree with me. We had Ake. Ake came out of our academy. Chelsea didn't give him an opportunity. Sold him to Bournemouth, had a buyback clause. Then, when Manchester City activated to buy him, Chelsea could have matched it, given him more wages, and said, you know what, we're serious about you. We like you. come and join us. Didn't happen. He joined Man City. In the meantime, there was the Fikayo Tomori project. Fikayo Tomori got the boot, wasn't good enough. Went to AC Milan, and guess what? He's good enough now. But Chelsea can't afford him now because it's going to cost £80 million. You let him go. All of a sudden, Mark Guehi last year, you give Malang Sarr a spot on your team. And why did you give Malang Sarr a spot on your team? Because you were dumb enough to sign him, to agree a deal with him, because you wanted it easier to buy Romelu Lukaku. That's exactly it, because his agent and Romelu's agent is the same agent, and you knew it would create a good, harmonious move if Malang Sarr's agent and Romelu Lukaku's agent matched at that time. And guess what? Malang Sarr got to stay, got a lot of game time that Mark Guehi could have used, but Mark Guehi went on to Palace, captain in Palace, England caps, and all of a sudden you want to repeat the same mistake again. And what? Levi Colwill is going to be what? Sent out on loan, sold with a buyback that we're never going to activate because you're spending £40 million, £50 million to bring back Ake. Makes no sense. People, these moves have to make sense. There needs to be a logical plan. And sadly, I don't think Chelsea Football Club ever use logic. I'm not frustrated with them not doing business, by the way. I am annoyed at times that it comes across that we are being lethargic, but I'd rather they get the right deal than rush in and get bad players that we're going to have to clear out. So if the window, and I'm dead serious about this, if it's going to be re-sign Ake, Sterling, and give me a Declan Rice, I'd rather we sign no one. I'm dead serious. I'd rather we sign no one, give a Levi Colwill the spot, go one more year with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic, and stick with what we have in the middle, put in Gallagher and Ampadu. I'm dead serious. I don't need more dead weight. I don't need more dead weight that's not going to bring us closer to City. Save the money next year, go crazy and bring bigger names. Do not do unnecessary signing. But I don't know with Chelsea Football Club. So I don't want them to go and sign stupid players. Like, I don't want them to go and make silly signings. I want them to actively sign players that improve us. So be patient, don't be reactionary, and calm down. I know this is coming from me who just went on a massive rant, but I am frustrated with people trying to justify every player we're linked with. Sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, I don't like that player. And for me, it's as simple as this. Raheem Sterling, very good / great player. Don't want him on my team. Nathan Ake, not the right time to bring him back. I'm sorry, it's just not the right time. This was the Kavkas View. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel in a bit. See you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this.